Hey everyone, how is everyone today? Hi Alba, thank you so much for the lurk, as usual. But how is everyone today? How has everyone day been so far? Today we are going to keep going further on Fritz Good Ending. I have done some adjusts since last channel phenomenon stream, as you have seen also before when I played Chicory Colorful Tale. I had some issues and I couldn't even use Fuki on Discord. So after the last Cinderella phenomenon stream, I kind of did some changings, and I think for now it is going to work. I hope so, but yeah, I'm just seeing a little bit of hair here. But yeah, let's just go and play the game. We are keep advancing on Fritz Good Ending, so let's see where we can go now. I also did some changes on my mic so you don't hear my clicking that much. And we'll see if anyone joins. If no one joins, it's fine. People is busy. It's also summer. Totally fine. I just want to play the game, and since I started on stream, it's also a way for me to keep playing it, and because most of the time I only play games on stream, so it's fine. Also, I want to keep you into the game and knowing what it's about, so yeah, let's just go. Maybe it is irrelevant. The tide of the war is turning. We must consider our options. But Your Majesty, if I must wait for my revenge, then I will. What will you do? As my queen commands, my faithful student, you will be rewarded for your loyalty, and the traitor will be damned for his betrayal. Believe me, believe in us. We will be victorious. The humans and the traitors will pay. Huh? I sit up in my bed, my heart pounding. I can't remember. The details of the dream are already fading from my mind, but the dread still hangs in my chest like a dark, heavy cloud. It must have been a nightmare. Princess? I turn and see Fritz standing in the doorway, his eyes filled with concern. I didn't mean to. I heard you and. Are you okay? Fritz. Maybe it is the stress of what happened with work. Maybe it is a nightmare I just woke up from. Or maybe it is the relief of seeing a familiar face. Suddenly, there are tears in my eyes. Princess? Fritz. Then suddenly, Fritz's arms are around me, and I am pressed close to his warm chest. I can hear his heartbeat. Do you want to talk about it? Okay, let me just save because it's an option. So last time we didn't say anything, and it was a wrong choice. So now, since we are going for the good ending, we are going to tell him. We are showing him that we trust him. I cannot remember it clearly, but I believe it was a nightmare. So I think the game is a little bit loud because... maybe just me. I can remember Mother's voice, the cruel, wicked contempt of her face, of her voice. It was terrible. A sudden coldness slides over my body, making me shiver despite Fritz's best efforts. Still, he does not slip away, and this closeness once again comforts me after some time. He's so warm. You know, Princess, I'm glad I could comfort you this time, even if I was never able to before. How did you know I had a nightmare? I had nightmares. It was on my night patrols. Sometimes I would pass by your door and hear you. Never said anything. Fritz runs his hand through my hair, his touch gentle and comforting. It was never my business, personal night or not. I figure if you ever needed to tell anyone, I'd be there for you. I only know time is passing because of the shifting shadows in my room. And too soon the room brightens with the dawn of a new day. Feel safe. I'd forgotten Laura was with me, but now she screams subtle in my grasp, a small flutter of motion that does not even catch Fritz's eye. When Fritz moves away, I quickly hide Laura behind me. Why are you smiling at me like that? It's just nice to know that some things don't change. What? Oh, Princess, you didn't have any of the tea I served yesterday, did you? The tea? That we slipped the potion into? Now that he's brought it up, I have no idea what to say. I manage a weak shrug, my shoulders, and shake my head, telling him that I did not. You should really try it sometime. I haven't slept so well in a long time. I feel remarkably freshened. I feel Lori shaking behind me, and I can tell that she's trying not to laugh. I pinch her arm. Sure. He lets go of me and stands up. Speaking of tea, it's actually time for breakfast, but I'll pass on the tea today. Did I ever tell you about the best bakery in Angel? No, I think you told me about the best baker? Ah, but Princess, they're two different things. There are all kinds of shops in the town plaza. Two different things. The baker makes the best croissants, but the bakery, well, I'll show you. But first, I will let you get changed. Hey, Princess. Fritz might be fine, but his father is clearly not. Be careful today. Are you not coming with us? I'm going to stay here and see what I can dig up when no one else is looking. Tiviano, I've never heard you say my name so seriously before. I mean it. Be careful and stay safe. If Varg shows up when we're not here... But to Lauren, careful. Much to my surprise, she sinks into a polite courtesy, as a princess commands. I'm going to cry for Laura for sure. Revelations. Or revelations. I can't understand if that is a B or a V. A week has passed and my days have been uneventful. I spend most of my time with Fritz, who shows me around NGL every day and that he is able. Most of the time, I actively try to keep him out of the Leverton home so that Laura can continue her investigation. Apparently, this is the only way she will let me help. At least, she promised she'd tell me everything tonight. Well, this is a little hard to explain, but Alcazar is hiding something. Laura, I already know that. You didn't let me finish. When I say something, I mean everything. There are no clues here. Wait. Before you throw that pillow at me, right? I really do have to tell you something. I know how Varg knew we'd left to go back to the Martian. Somebody put wards on the house. That somebody is alerted whenever someone crosses the threshold. in and out of this palace. Is that person a witch? Could be a fairy, but considering the circumstances, I'll put my money on a witch. Do you think Varg put up these wards? He's working for the witches, but I don't think he has the ability to put up these wards. The wards are nothing like I've ever seen. They're like fine silk strands all around the house, like a cobweb. Right, but you know what else I found? The web's not as strong around the back door, the door Varg took us through. Whoops. That means we have a way out. A way out that will allow us to leave without Varg being notified. I do not think he will appear. I do not think he will appear unless the witch who put the webs around his house finds out I'm gone. How do we know the witch won't be alerted if we use that door? Only one way to find out. I lean against the wall of the alleyway, where I agreed to meet with the Lord and catch my breath. I can't believe that worked. She had sent me out first, promising she would catch up with me once she made sure the witch wasn't going to come to Leverton household when I left. Fritz said that he was tired from the old training he had done earlier in the day, and retired to bed early. That worked in our favor and made it easier for us with the helm. She's taken longer than I thought she would. Has she been found out? I step away from the wall when I hear footsteps. Laura? What have I told you about wandering off? Suddenly Varg is standing before me, with a snide smile on his face. Huh? How did he know? Dolores said it couldn't be the witch that put up the wards. So, last time we back away and that was the wrong option, so now we stand our ground. He works for Alcaster. He won't hurt me. I do not know how the witch plays into all of this and what his relationship is with them, but I have faith. Alcaster does not want me armed. Oh, this is a surprise. I knew a sheltered little princess would have a backbone. But in this case, your bravado is stupidity. Varg takes another step forward. Though we are not touching, I can feel the suffocating of his presence. I tend to take a step back and realize that my back is already against the wall. There is nothing more I can do. You should be afraid of me. Poor little ignorant princess. If only you knew what was in store for you. Now it's no time to be a coward. Why don't you tell me then? Hi Illy, how are you? Thank you so much for the raid. Please go have dinner, because you probably need to have dinner. I'm Mr. Trashbrain, how are you? Also for everyone from Illy community, and Illy, if you need to go rest or do anything else, feel free to do so. You don't need to stay here. And for who doesn't know, my name is Ivan Lepus. I'm a human hair hybrid. I do arts and crafts, but also gaming streams like I'm doing right now. And if anyone is interested, these are my social media. But I'm also the CIO of Virtually Magazine, magazine for VTubers from VTubers. Yeah, but don't forget to rest. People also need to rest. Hi, Illy, how are you?
Hey.
Let me see the focus. Okay.
How are you doing, Chan?
I'm good, but your audio is a little bit weird.
The microphone?
Yeah, sounds like you aren't using a microphone.
Wait. Chan was saying the same when...
It really sounds like you aren't using a microphone.
What did I do?
What about now?
Now it sounds like you are using a microphone.
Wait, that was so strange. What microphone was I using then?
I don't know. The computer microphone?
But this is the only microphone I have connected.
Sometimes Discord, when you update, it changes the configuration, like the noise suppression and also your microphone. So sometimes you need to go there and check if you are with the right microphone or not. And I know that yesterday, at least for me, Discord had an update. So when I turned off my PC yesterday, it wasn't in need for an update. So today when I opened it up, it was already with an update, and I went to check if I had to put noise suppression and my mic was the right one or not.
Yeah, that's strange.
Because I know that I know that sometimes for me it changes.
Yeah, it was changed to default instead of like the device I'm usually norming.
Okay, default on Discord normally means the computer mic. So you're really using the computer mic.
Yeah, but this is the only microphone that is connected. So, but
you will not, if it's default. If it's default, it will not put the mic that you have configured on your PC.
Yeah, but I don't have a laptop, so there's no default mic, or there shouldn't be.
Don't ask.
Anyway.
Also, I need to check if people can hear you on stream or not.
I think I'm fine, yeah, because I can hear myself.
Okay, yeah. Bark throws his head back and laughs.
You are always a surprise, aren't you? Well, I'll tell you if you ask.
Very
nicely.
How dare he?
I like that defiant look on your face, princess.
Bark moves forward, so close I can nearly feel his warmth. What is he doing? He is far too close.
But I think I like the look of fear even more. Come on, I'm waiting, princess. Or do I overwhelm you?
You have no right to tell me what to do. Bark slams his hand against the wall, effectively caging me. He leans down toward me, his smile predatory, but I do not flinch away.
Still so brave. I'll admit it, I'm impressed. You're interesting, princess, and a lot more fun than I thought you'd be. As thanks for the entertainment, I'll share a little something with you. Alcaster doesn't want you safe because he's a good man. The type of man he is doesn't have a heart. That man won't do anything that won't benefit him in the future.
What do you mean?
Let's just say your safety is a requirement from something he wants from someone.
Oh, wait. Is that someone's metros? Our curious smile stretches further across his face.
Oh, so you can think for yourself.
What does Hermetros want?
A lot of things. Ask me again when you can be more specific. Now, why don't you enlighten me? What's a good girl like you doing out at this time of night?
I needed some hair.
Is that so? Well, I'm sure you've had quite enough, so
Bark pulls back from me the moment the footsteps sound. He swells on the spot, his body tense. I feel a hand on my shoulder and realize, belatedly, that it is not Varg's I am pulled away from his grasp. Waltz?
quickly. What?
Varg is cut off. Hi Nalvir, how are you? Have a nice dinner. Varg is cut off as he defines himself when a sword soundly strikes at his direction. Thank you for the hug.
I would keep your eyes on me, scoundrel, unless you do not fear being skewered.
That man, he was the one who was with Waltz when I was chased down the streets. His features are similar. Is that Karma?
Come on, Diviana.
But
We need to get you back to the Martian. You're not going anywhere, princess. Try as you might, you're not getting through me. I have to fight you clowns? Don't make me laugh.
I see Varg lift his cane, but Waltz pulls me around the corner before I can see what happens next. What just happened? Did Varg... I turn around to check, but Waltz keeps pulling me forward. I have barely even stepped into the Martian before Laura pulls me into a hug. Thank goodness you're safe.
Delora, Karma is still...
Waltz pauses in surprise as an intense light erupts in the middle of the Martian. For a few moments, I am struck blind. As the light begins to fade away, I see Parfait. Her expression is grim as she holds on to the man who helped us earlier.
Waltz, please get Rumpel right away. Right away, Lady Parfait.
Together, we carefully set him down on the sofa. Now that I can see the injured man more closely, I came to the conclusion that I was right earlier. Karma?
Yes, he's badly injured.
Parfait, what are you doing using the teleportation spell? You know what it does to your body.
It was his cane. It was enchanted, and I didn't think.
Parfait shifts on her feet before losing her balance and stumbling backwards. Laura catches her before she can fall.
I didn't have a choice. He would have killed him otherwise.
I was right then. I should have gone.
What is all the noise?
The instant Rumpel sees Karma. His puzzled expression sharpens into something more serious. Rumpel strides forwards with a confidence I did not expect it.
I need hot water and the bag Anis keeps in the kitchen. I'll grab it for you.
Who is this man and what has he done with Rumpel?
Rumpel recovered one of his journal entries the other day. He's remembered that he's a doctor.
It doesn't really explain why his entire demeanor has changed, but I suppose that's not important right now.
I am so glad you're safe, princess.
I have never seen Parfait look this tired. Parfait, are you hurt?
Don't worry about me, princess. I'll be fine.
Like any of us are going to believe that. I have so many questions for the two of them, and I have no idea where to start. My brain feels like a scrambled board full of puzzle pieces that won't fit together.
Oh, don't fuss. I really am fine.
What is going on?
Delora, why don't you get the princess something to drink? I'll come and join you shortly.
Laura sat some mug down in front of me before taking a seat beside me. Chocolate, hot and sweet. I raided the pantry for you. It smells exactly like something I've had in the palace. Did not know there was chocolate here. Annie thinks she can hide it from us, but she can't. Will Karma be alright? Grandpa is apparently a renowned doctor. Karma will be fine. I do not know how this happened. It was just meant to be a simple test, but now Karma and Parfait are hurt, and because of Varg. They shouldn't have come. They did not have to come for me. But they come because they were worried about you. Why do these people... Oops. Why do these people care so much about me? What do they really want? They would not have been hurt if they did not come. I went to meet you, but when I got to the plaza, you were gone. I thought there might be some magic barring me from seeing you, so I ran to the Martian and asked for everyone's help. I messed up. They were hurt because I failed.
The only one to blame is Varg.
Are you alright? You're limping.
I'll be fine. I'm just tired.
Perfect takes a seat on the opposite side of the table from Delora and I.
Have you told her?
No, not yet. Told me what? Is this about Alcaster? No, it's about Varg. I waited a good half hour or so at the house after you left, Diviana. No one came. So I just walked out, but Fritz wasn't there. He wasn't in his room or anywhere on the house. What? But where would he have gone?
Princess. Fritz is cursed. You know this, yes?
Of course, he remembered me. But what does his being cursed have to do with anything? Whenever you're with Fritz, Varg never stops by the house. In fact, I've never seen Varg in broad daylight. And I've definitely never seen Fritz and Varg together in the same place once.
I've been wondering why Varg is working for Alcaster. Then there's the fact that he wears a mask and conceals his identity.
They're linking Varg and Fritz together. That's not possible. Whatever you're thinking, it's ridiculous. So is an entire kingdom forgetting they have a crown princess? Magic works in strange and mysterious ways. But Fritz will never...
It's only a theory, but it's more than possible that Fritz and Varg are the same person. Two personalities sharing one body.
No. I stand and ball my hands into tight fists. You're wrong. I turn to walk away. Where are you going? Princess, we're not done talking to you.
Delora, give her time.
Okay, I'm going to do just a little bit break because I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, chat. It seems you are left alone with only Varg to take care of you. Wah. Really curious how I messed up my microphone. I managed to mess up my OBS as well because of it. Hopefully it's not too bad. Hold on, let me try something. Hello there. It's me, General Kenobi. Do I want this as well? No. Wonder if we can save Fritz on this run today. But I think Dichan's microphone also is fixed. Because Discord is not acting up anymore as much as it used to. Yeah, I think without the gain is fine. Hopefully this. Yep. All right. Okay, this looks good. Maybe even. Huh. Maybe even the limiter. I think this might be actually useful. Yeah, we'll keep it like this.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Also, drink water. It's important. It's hot.
I did.
Don't get. I'm talking in general. Don't get
Yeah.
dehydrated. I
I
do not
never
go too
stay
far.
dehydrated.
I just want to give myself enough space to think. Oh. It's unfair. It's the same? It's not possible. Why would Dolores say that?
Princess.
Demetrius? Where did he come from? And how does he know who I am? Did Alcázar tell him? Did Demetrius believe them?
Let's just say your safety is a requirement for something he wants from someone.
Could it be that Demetrius is the someone Varg was referring to?
Thank goodness you're alright.
How did they know where I was?
I'm so sorry for my lack of foresight, Princess. None of this should have happened. I will serve you properly from now on with complete honesty, unlike those within the Martian. You shouldn't have left the Leverton home. It is too dangerous for you.
Demetrius has not seen me since I have been cursed. So why is he talking to me as if he knows who I am? Not only that, but he knows I left the Leverton home. So you remember that I am the Crown Princess Demetrius?
I cannot lie to you, Princess. Yes, I do remember.
How is that possible?
I am a witch.
A witch? Father would never let a witch work in the palace. I felt the cogs of my mind slowly whirling, piecing together a puzzle I cannot see in full. The witch should set the alarm on the Leverton home, or Cinderella Castle wants a favor from, and the person he and Varg are working for. It's him?
But you must believe me when I say I mean you no harm. I only want to protect you from the people in the Marchen.
Protect me?
Those in the Marchen have cursed you. It is unforgivable. When I heard what they did to Varg in order to abduct you,
Protect me from Varg? Who's Varg?
you would not believe me if I told you the truth.
I believe you when you said you were a witch.
True. Forgive my assuming, princess.
I take a deep breath and look him in the eyes. Are Varg and Fritz the same person?
Yes, in that they inhabit the same body.
So the Lord was telling the truth, but
It was necessary. Fritz was not willing to follow some of my orders that ensured your safety. Varg, however, is obedient and a more capable bodyguard. Nothing can be allowed to stand in the way of your safety, least of all the knight who is meant to protect you.
are you the one who cursed him?
Yes.
He said that without even batting an eye.
My princess, you must believe me. Those in the Marchen are only lying to you, trying to keep you away from your destiny. They are your enemies.
Can you know that?
I do not wish to bring up uncomfortable subjects, but you must be aware of the public's opinion of you.
Yes, they hate me for some reason, and they want Emmeline to be the crown princess in my place. Dimitri's nod, his expression solemn but flickering with sympathy.
And the Marchen people have cursed you, haven't they? Such a curse keeps you from your rightful place.
Is right.
I believe you have been cursed because they see you as a threat to their true goal.
Their true goal?
Perhaps they meant to teach you a lesson, so to speak, because they irrationally despise you. Such people cannot be trusted. They only seek to use you and hurt you for their own pleasure. They will probably do anything in their power to keep you from breaking your curse. I cannot let that happen. I failed my queen in this once, I shall not fail you.
Could that be true? Laura and Perfect are trying to balance the light and darkness in the kingdom, and the curse is meant to teach me? So could what Sir Mistress is saying really be true? What he says makes sense.
I'm guessing you're not supposed to believe them, right?
Yeah, I'm going to doubt on him because last time we believed and that was the wrong answer. But it cannot be true, right? I don't believe you. The people at the marsh are not...
Would good people curse you? Even knowing how much you would suffer as a consequence? If they truly cared about you, would they curse you?
Laura might be the one who cursed me, but everyone else in the Martian doesn't seem to think anything of it. I do not know what to think.
I know this is difficult to believe coming from me, so why not ask them, princess? Ask the March and traitors if they consider you a threat. Ask if they do not intend for you to suffer beneath the weight of your curse. You will learn that I have not lied.
I go back to the Martian with dark thoughts swirling in my head. There you are, we'll worry about you. All I've been doing is trying to get answers from Delora. Was it more difficult this time? Vivian, are you okay? Where is Parfait? Trump and the Walls are seeing her. The others are all in bed. Is something wrong? What do I say? How can I possibly ask them? My throat is closing up. Did you know what would happen after you cursed me? Did you intend for me to suffer? Viviana, that's it. She? Could Sir Mistress have been right? Anger rises up within me. Do you know how it felt to sleep in the cold? Without shoes, without food? Not knowing if I would ever have a roof over my head again? Do you know what it was like for my own father to look at me and not see me as his daughter? I advance on Laura and she shrinks back, pointedly looking away from me. You knew all of that was going to happen. Still you cursed me. And you call yourself good. Princess, how could you? Viviana, I have my reasons, very important reasons. Is it because I'm a threat to you somehow? Flora's expression shows me that she is hiding something. She has been hiding something since the beginning. I don't put it that way. Did you curse me to teach me some sort of twisted lesson? I told you before, Princess, that the wicked were thought to be good through curses. Everything I've done is to help you. Laura's face is pale. I can see the anxiety in her eyes, as well as the guilt. She does not need to say anything else. Laura cursed me to hurt me. If she had wanted me to break it, she would have helped me, rather than criticize my every move. All that she has succeeded in is keeping me from my birthright, and those at the Martian all agree without that sentiment. Viviana, I'm serious. I really just want to help you. Serious? When she has done nothing to help me? The answer is obvious. Flora does not want me to succeed. They are not different. They are not the same. They are the same as everyone else. Demetrius was right. I cannot believe I trusted you. I thought everyone here was different. I thought you were different. But I was wrong. I turned to leave. Viviana, wait. Make my way back to whenever I was up earlier, making sure no one has followed me. I see that Sir Mitrus stands firmly in the same place. As I draw near, I notice that his expression is concerned, his eyes gentle.
Are you alright?
Take a moment to assess my feelings. There is anger, but also resignation. I was expecting him to be right all along.
Rough night, huh?
Where did the war come from?
I'm afraid our princess has learned the true nature of her Martian friends.
Did not have to speak with everyone to know. No one on that place has any reason to help me. It's naive to think that their kindness does not come with a price.
Come, let us leave this place at once.
Demetrius holds out his hand for me, but I do not take it. I instantly take a step back.
Is something wrong?
Where do you intend to take me?
To your rightful place. I will take you back to the palace.
Oh, no one there will believe you. You knew who I was right from the beginning. Why did you not take me back to the palace earlier?
I apologize for the delay, but I was making preparations for your return.
Preparations?
You will find out soon enough.
Can I really trust Demetrius? At this point, I'm not sure who I am supposed to trust anymore. I would rather stay with Fritz. My eyes fly to Varg, but I do not sense any of Fritz's warmth on his face. His lips slowly curl into a smile when he meets my gaze.
So the princess knows, huh?
Where is Fritz?
Sleeping. Should I wake him up for you?
I'm not in the mood for jokes, Varg. I want Fritz back.
You wound me, princess. You choose him over me? I can protect you better than he can.
Smiles becomes more malicious, and he sees the irritation on my face. I will be safer under Fritz's care.
Oh, will you now? Because I'm confident you'll be safer under mine. Varg, do not be disrespectful to the princess.
Varg scoffs, but says nothing more when Demetrius turns to me.
Princess, it is of the utmost importance that you are kept safely away from the Marchen, and the palace is the safest place I can think of. And also, your mother requires something of you.
What is he talking about? Mother is dead. Tell me what it is.
I cannot talk about this here. Once you return to the palace, I will tell you all that you need to know. Right now, I must return to the palace to make the final arrangements. Varg will escort you to the Levertons so that you may gather your things. At dawn, come to the palace gates. I will ensure your entrance and safety from there. Until tomorrow, princess.
Demetrius bows to me, but does not even spare Varg a glance as he walks away. I turn to look at Varg. It is still hard to believe that he and Fritz could possibly be the same person. His hair color, posture, and personality are also different from Fritz. How could they be the same person?
Do I have something on my face?
Close the distance between us with a single step.
Watch yourself, princess. I bite.
You do not.
Excuse you?
Varg looks slightly shocked by my straightforwardness, which is surprisingly in and of itself. There's no reason for you to be for me to be afraid of you. If this is Demetrius doing, then you won't let Varg hurt me.
Mitros has a terrible habit of running his mouth, doesn't he?
I ignore the flare of awareness in the pit of my stomach. As I look closely at Varg's face, they are the same height and build, but that is not so strange. Hi Zeph,
Hey,
how are you?
Zephy.
Thank you so much for the redeems. Also, if you want to join us, you can join.
Welcome, Zephy. Thank you
These
for the
elements
headband.
died.
Oh,
I'm doing good. Okay, it's back. I don't know what happened there then.
good. Just getting into the weekend.
Just playing the game again. Yes. It's time. But if you want to join us, you can join. We are on my server. I'm trying to get Fritz good ending now. Fritz was the white-haired guy. Our knight. I lean closer still so that I can't look past the shape of his mask. His eyes are the same. They are Fritz's eyes. I can no longer deny everything Sermitrus and Laura have told me. The man standing before me is both Fritz and a stranger, one of the people I thought I knew best, but now know nothing about. You are Fritz's curse, but I have not heard of a fairy tale that involves two people sharing one body.
Yeah? You should really brush up on your fairy tales.
Mark's voice is suddenly lower, a low growl on his throat. I feel a shiver run down my spine. I try to run away, only to have my attempts thwarted by Varg, who stops me by reaching out to grab my arm. You cannot hurt me even if you wanted to. Fritz would never.
Oh, but I'm not Fritz.
Okay, just so you know, we are on my Discord server, just so other people that aren't on the cloud thing can join as well. If they want.
Your sad little puppy knight might worship the ground you walk on. He might sit and beg for even a single scrap of your attention. But guess what? I'm not your dog.
He abruptly releases me and turns swiftly on his heels before walking away, footsteps smooth. For a moment, I stand there, shocked. How could he insult Fritz in such a manner if they are the same person? How could the curse change Fritz into someone like Varg? So, say nothing is the right answer. Why does he have that opinion on Fritz? Anything. Varg is the animal. Fritz is twice the man he is. Varg continues to walk forward, ever so slowly, but I remain rooted in place. Eventually, he reels around and looks at me.
Any day now, princess.
I saw his expression in body language. While his growling might have made me nervous earlier, does not faze me now. All this time, I've been uneasy about you, even though it is your mission to keep me safe. But if that's the case, why do you seek to frighten and overpower me at every turn? I raise my eyebrow at him, then take a confident step forward. This time it is Varg that shirks away from me. Does having to answer to Sir Mitrus and Sir Alcasar shave you at you, Varg? I suspect it does. I know that Fritz sometimes struggles with their commands as well. Unlike you, however, Fritz does not take his frustration out on other people. Does not lash out at others by scaring them, and he certainly does not protect people by stalking them from the shadows. Varg's hands clench over his cane as he crawls at me.
You always talk about that idiot. Do you know how sick I am of hearing about him? You wanna know the truth, Diviana? You're wondering how two personalities can share the same body? Well, sure, magic was the catalyst. But the other part of the magic Well, that was all Fritz.
What?
You think Fritz is some great, honorable knight? Well, if that was true, his intentions would need to be good to the core. And then, you know what? I wouldn't exist.
What is he suggesting?
Can't make something from nothing. Some part of your precious Fritz became me, princess. There was already something dark and twisted in his soul. The curse just brought it to life. And now, here I am.
No, you're wrong. Fritz twisted and dark? Do not believe it.
I think I know Fitzgerald a lot better than you do, Diana. Don't think I act this way of my free will, at least not completely. I have these compulsions.
The spark in Varg's eyes is dangerous. His eyes suddenly seem out of focus as he stares at me, his gaze glassy. His expression suddenly twists, becoming something dark and anguished. He doubles over the ground with a pained gasp.
You are meant to be asleep!
Whom is talking to? I watch in horror as Varg's body is eclipsed by a slow-moving shadow. The darkness envelopes his body, and all I can do is stare in shock as his figure fades into a black silhouette.
Hi, Jer.
They aren't listening.
Oh,
they have
she's
they have the muted
mhm.
stream. Before I can decide whether to go to his side or not, the shadows tremble like a fallen cloud. Cloak. I immediately recognize the man standing before me. Fritz?
Princess, what are we doing here?
You don't remember? Fritz places a hand on his head and cringes. I see stumbling slightly as he slowly rises.
I'm not sure. I remember falling asleep, then there was this distant pain that woke me up, and now I'm suddenly here with you?
Did Varg's emotion somehow trigger Fritz into waking?
I'm sorry, Princess. My mind is a little foggy. I don't understand what's going on right now.
Fritz shakes his head before turning to look at me with a tired, faint smile.
Perhaps I'll feel better once I get some rest.
You're right. Let's go back. I feel the tenseness come back into my body as I remember all the things that transpired at the Martian. The building is dim at night and looks more like a place of shadows than anything else. I clench my hands into fists and try not to shake. They intended to hurt me. He wanted me to suffer. My heart hardens into something cold on Sharka's eyes. Their kindness was a lie. Mother told me people were like this. I should have listened to her. I finally turned away from the Martian with conviction. I'm not meant to stay there. I must go back to where I belong.
Tiviana, are you alright?
Why wouldn't I be?
Your personal maid left last night?
Yes?
Is it true that you caught her trying to steal one of your dolls?
Why would I lie about that?
I am sorry.
Why?
Because she betrayed your trust.
Impossible. I did not trust her in the first place.
But wasn't she with you for years?
Yes.
And you are not at all saddened by her change of heart?
She saw the opening to take something from me and took it. I'm not surprised nor sad. It was to be expected. All people use others to take things that they want.
Princess, why are we here?
He really doesn't remember anything about last night. I guess his memories must truly be separated from Varg's.
I've been trying to remember, but my memories feel like they're slipping through my fingers. Why won't you talk to me, Princess? If I said or did something wrong yesterday, I'm sorry.
Did not do anything wrong, Fritz. He was the one at fault, not you.
He?
When I opened my mouth to tell him about Varg, I found that the words are stuck in my throat. I turned away after a few moments, the gloom settling back on my shoulders. But after hearing what Varg said, I did not have the courage to tell him not yet.
You think Fritz is some great honorable knight? Well, if that was true, his intentions would need to be good to the core. And then you know what? I wouldn't exist. Can't make something from nothing. Some part of your precious Fritz became me, Princess. There was already something dark and twisted in his soul. The curse just brought it to life, and now here I am. Why won't you look at me?
Have I been a fool to so blindly trust Fritz all this time too?
Princess? Princess, you are here. Sir Mithras? The preparations are complete. You are now free to enter your old home.
Demetrius pushes open the gate and walks through. I take a deep breath and then follow after him. I have so many emotions inside of me right now that I cannot even begin to parse through them. Before I take more than a few steps forward, Fritz's fingers crawl around my wrist.
Princess, what is happening?
The look in his eyes is familiar. He wears the same concern and worry for me that he always does. He seems every bit himself, but he is no longer the same person to me. I'm going on, Fritz. Pull my arm away from his grasp to follow Sir Mitros into the place without looking back. Tell me the story again.
Do you never tire of that story, love?
Please.
Well, since you ask so nicely. Once upon a time, there was a queen who had a daughter
That she loved very much.
that she loved very much. But the kingdom the queen ruled was a cruel and mean place. The people were liars and thieves, and it was terribly dangerous. The queen knew that the kingdom would never be safe for her beloved daughter if she didn't work to change it. So the queen worked day and night.
With magic.
Hush, dear. So the queen worked day and night and used her magic to take the bad people's energy from them so they couldn't cheat and steal and lie. And then the queen made sure that the energy would stay with her and her beloved daughter, so nothing could harm them ever again. And the queen and her daughter lived
Happily ever after. There are 2 days remaining until my 18th birthday. I have been living in the palace for the last few months, and while it is not what I expected, it is still not so dissimilar that I am uncomfortable. I get to stay in my own room, and I am served the same food as the occupants of the palace. Whoops. Only now I am not expected to share my meals with the king and his family. It was strange that nobody even asked who I am, not even the king, but that did not matter. What is important is that I am back in the palace. Only a witch like Demetrius could have orchestrated all of this.
Magic was all I needed to bring you back here. Convenient, isn't it?
Who exactly are you, Sir Mistress? What is a witch like you doing here in the palace?
I am your mother's faithful servant, Your Highness.
But I do not recall ever seeing you here until after Mother passed away.
I did not work within the palace at the time, but once your mother passed, I took a job here to fulfill her wishes to protect you. I was consumed with worry when you disappeared all those months ago. I suspected immediately that you were cursed and that the Lucy's bearer had acted to keep you concealed from me. If only you could understand the relief I felt when I learned that Fritz had found you.
How will you prove that you're not like the people at the Martian? That you will not lie to me or betray me? Demetrius kneels in front of me and places a hand over his heart.
I made a promise to my queen that I would give you my undying loyalty, princess. I would protect you with my life.
I'm saying that does little to convince me that I can't trust him.
Everything I am doing is in service to my queen and my princess.
So, what is that Mother requires me to do?
Patience. I wouldn't want to ruin the surprise.
Demetrius claims he is Mother's faithful servant. That should be enough reason for me to trust him, but I'm still on edge. What is this surprise he has in store for me? My thoughts drift back to the occupants of the Martian. They keep saying that they cared about me, yet I have not heard from them at all. Even Rod, who lives here, I barely even see him. And Fritz? Since I returned to the palace, I have been seeing less and less of Fritz and more of Varg. In the beginning, I continually asked Fritz about his memories of specific days, of the times when he was Varg. Fritz never seemed to recall anything. He just smiled at me sheepishly and told me that his age was probably making his memory worse. Fritz isn't even that old. Since then, things have changed. I no longer bother asking Fritz about things he surely does not remember. Fritz does not remember anything related to Varg. Yet Varg retains all of his memories as Fritz. Now I should tell Fritz about Varg, but it is a fear that he would not believe me, but also something much worse. I'm worried that whatever it is inside of Fritz will only lash out at me, the only part of him that Varg came from. If I were Fritz, I would not be able to believe in it either. I looked toward my shelf of dolls, unable to shake my feelings of disquiet. The dolls are the same as always, their glassy cases focused on nothing and everything. It looks so empty without. No, do not miss her. Do not miss anyone, right? The sound of footsteps pulled me out of my thoughts. Who else is wandering in the walls at this time of the night? I'm unable to restrain my curiosity, and the emotion soon drives me from my room and out into the hallway. I gingerly follow the faded footsteps down the hallway, and there I see two familiar people, Termitus and Saralcaster.
I grow impatient. 2 days is an insignificant amount of time when you've already waited so long. I have been waiting years. The princess is safe, and I will continue to be safe, just as you have required. Our agreement was clear, Sir Alcaster. I will not help you until after the princess turns 18. I would remember the sort of aid you have requested of me. What prevents us from killing Gennaro now?
A small gasp comes from my mouth, and I am not able to muffle it in time, despite the fact that I hold my hands up to my lips to keep myself from shouting. I stop breathing even as my mind reels. Kill the king? Why would Saralcaster and Termitus want to do that?
That sound. Do not try and distract me. What do we lose by acting now? We could lose everything if we act too hastily. I think it would do you good to learn some patience from your son. Varg. Sir Alcaster. Varg, what a pleasant surprise.
Mitru smirks as Varg moves the stand just off the side of the two old men, his expression solemn.
I trust that you have tamed Fritz? What are you talking about? You have not noticed, even when your own son is being overwhelmed? Varg is gaining control, slowly but surely. He no longer has to wait for Fritz's consciousness to descend into sleep. In a few weeks, perhaps even days, Varg may be able to help us during the day.
Then that is why I've only seen Varg at night. If he can act during the day as well, what will happen to Fritz?
I hope you're not trying to avoid your mission in staying here. How curious. Perhaps Fritz is stronger than you think. That weakling? Don't make me laugh. I just find this extremely boring.
Oops, my mouse was over there. Varg shrugs before walking away.
How interesting. I do not approve of his methods. What would you have me do to improve him? He completes every task you give him. He has softened. Well, let us see if he completes his task. Then we will know for certain where his loyalties lie.
As Hermitrus and Saralcaster begin to walk away, I exile. Feel a slight shudder when Hermitrus stops and gazes behind him, his eyes wandering to my hiding place at the end of the hall. My heart thumps loudly in my ears as I wait to hear him leave.
The wind has a bitter chill to it tonight, like ice.
Mitrus turns on his heels with a slight twitch of his lips before he disappears. I make my way back to my room in a daze. My whole body feels weak, and when I eventually get to my bed, I crash down on it feeling numb. They mean to kill the king, but why? Saralcaster and Hermitrus are two of his most trusted advisors. What could the king have done to make them desire his death? And why does Hermitrus want to wait until I'm 18? What happens then? Does this have anything to do with that gift he was talking about? Does Hermitrus plan on using me for something? I clench my hands into fists, they nail sharply. I think of the other things that came up on the conversation. They say that Varg might be able to act during the day soon. Does this mean Fritz will disappear? My breath catches in my throat at the thought.
Princess,
There is no need to look at me like that.
it's my job to know you, princess. And right now I know something's not right. Bless you.
It is your job to protect me, and knowing me is a very different thing.
Princess, please,
Perhaps you should worry more about yourself.
My job as a knight is to protect my charge.
Oops. Sorry.
To put their life before mine. If I can't protect you, how can I call myself a knight?
Fritz reaches out as if to touch me, but I shrink away. Do not touch me.
Sorry, princess. Just please know I'm always here if you need to talk.
If Fritz disappears, what will happen? I almost jump when I hear someone shouting just outside my door.
Quickly, Emmeline!
Rod? I quickly stand and move toward my door, pulling it open to catch a glimpse of the outside. I end up opening the door into Rod's face. He comes to an abrupt stop and glares at the door that blocks his straight path. His hand is outstretched, as if he meant to reach for my door. Rod, Emmeline? It's so late, what are they doing out of their rooms? Rod fingers tighten over Emmeline's hand. They both look exhausted, and Emmeline is on the verge of tears. What is happening? Rod seems to consider something, before he finally comes to a silent conclusion. His eyes glare right into mine.
Get out of the way.
Rod's voice is colder than usual, even for him. Emmeline's eyes widen as she stares at him in shock. Rod, I thought...
This isn't the time. So here's where the rabbits escaped.
Varg? Varg is slowly making his way over to us, partially relaxed, expression indifferent. He does not even look winded.
Well, this is a complication.
Help them, Mizoret. Is this a mission Saralcaster was referring to? Rod tugs at Emmeline's wrist to prompt her into motion, but the two of them are too slow. In one swift movement, Vargas circulated them and tripped Emmeline, toppling her to the floor. Varg moves forward to grab her, but before he can so much as touch her, I jump into action, pushing Varg from the side. I move to stand between Emmeline and Varg. I can hear Rod helping his sister, but my eyes are trained on Varg. What are you going to do to them?
Why do you care?
Why do I care? Because I know this isn't something Fritz will do. Varg hesitates, giving Rod time to act. Rod throws a vial that breaks upon impact in the floor. It releases a cloud of smoke that envelopes everything around it. I feel someone's fingers at my wrist, and then I am being dragged away. When my vision clears, I see Emmeline standing before me, holding my wrist tightly. Come on!
Come on.
It said Emmeline. Right? Yeah, it says
No,
Emmeline.
no. It is.
What was that?
It is something Lady Parfait made for our escape.
Our escape?
Did you really think the Martian gave up on you? We must move.
We run through the palace tunnels, a place I have not visited in many years. Thought they barricaded this.
Not quite.
Do you think we've lost him? No, not yet. Emmeline turns to me, her eyebrows drawn over her eyes in a look of sympathy. I'm so sorry you got caught up in this. I know that we were all meant to escape together according to Rod, but we were not expecting it to be like this.
It was difficult to get a hold of you with Varg hanging around.
But thank you for what you did back there. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't helped us. I'm suddenly uncomfortable speaking to her, so I turned to face Rod instead. What does Varg want with you?
My best guess is that he wants us dead.
That can't be.
How else would you explain the way he came after us, Sam?
But why he want you dead? Rod's bright eyes seem fierce in the dark of the tunnels.
I think it must be what his master wants. After all, dogs only respond to orders. I'm offended, Prince. You.
I reel around, dread rising in my chest, as I turn to look at Varg, who is slowly catching up to us.
This was meant to be quick.
Varg looks at me, his eyes glittering with amusement.
But as always, you complicate things, Princess.
I cannot hide how much I am trembling, but I still hold out my arm to protect the siblings. Go. Not without you. Go now.
Come on.
I turn back to Varg as the two flee. My body tenses as I wait for Varg to move. I will not stop him, or I will stop him, or at least buy them more time. But Varg remains still as a statue. He remains rooted to the spot. I have no idea how long he stands there, frozen in place.
You never cease to amaze me. So, what's going to happen now?
Were you going to kill them? He's not answering. Does that mean I am right? Is this what Sir Alcázar ordered you to do?
Why else would I be here if not for an order?
Why did he want to kill Rod and Emmeline? And why does he want to kill the king?
You overheard quite a bit, huh? Probably a little more than you should have.
Tension in the air becomes palpable. It becomes harder to breathe. Varg's fingers tighten in his cane. He wouldn't hurt me, would he? Varg moves, and for a few moments I am frozen with terror. Then, a word I had forgotten long ago suddenly comes to my lips, forbidden and unbidden. A word that Fritz once told me before. Hadjuva. This time, it is Varg that freezes. He raises his cane, but it never comes down. His eyes are wild, even though he hasn't moved. Suddenly, he looks as if he is restraining himself. Can see the struggle on his contoured expression, and then I realize that he is fighting to stay in control. It worked. I remain still for another moment, my mind racing. Varg drops to his knees, and I see shadows forming beneath him. Trindlings of darkness snake their way up his body, beginning to engulf him. This is what happened last time, when he changed back into Fritz. There is still a warning in Varg's eyes, however. His gaze is cold and accusator. It remains that way even as the shadows creeps their way up his face. Find my feet again, and rush past Varg into the depths of the palace. I run, too frightened of what I may find if I look back.
Are you alright?
If you are truly worried for my safety, then you should have told the king how unsafe it is for me to leave the palace. Isn't that a knight's job, Sir Fitzgerald?
Do you have so little faith in me?
What?
Don't you trust me to keep you safe, princess? 3 years ago, when I swore that I would give my life for yours, I meant it. I still do. I would never let anything harm you, ever. Perhaps I need to make another promise to you, princess, so that I may ease your worries. Remember this carefully, okay? Adiuva.
What does that mean?
It's from an old language that no one speaks anymore. It's what people used to say when they were calling for help.
Something to call when I need help?
If for any reason I'm not there and you need me, just say that word. Screaming at the top of your lungs if you need to. I promise I'll come running. A knight would never break a promise to his lady. Trust in me.
I have to go. I have been awake for hours, unable to sleep. I stand at my window waiting for something, anything to happen, but all it is still behind the glass window span. I have no idea what I ought to do. What is going to happen now? Should I tell someone? I return to the palace because my room still feels like the safest place, but why? Am I here because I feel I need to tell the king what happened? Because I hope that Fritz will return? I do not even know if the king is still here. I haven't seen him at all. My hand instinctively reaches out for my necklace. And I realize that there is an additional piece. I look down, and a small gasp escapes my lips when I notice a new piece of the glass slipper. New piece of the slipper. But how? What was my good deed? Remember the night I helped Rod and Emmeline escape from Varg? It was a good deed?
Princess?
Fritz?
I have been looking for Prince Rod and Prince Emmeline. Have you seen them?
My eyes are beginning to sting. I am startled when I realize that there are tears burning in my eyes.
What's wrong? Warg is gaining control, slowly but surely. He no longer has to wait for Fritz's consciousness to descend into sleep. In a few weeks, perhaps even days, Varg may be able to help us during the day.
Oops. Can I ever trust Fritz now? Fritz looked at me with worry clear on his face. He draws closer to me, his hand reaching out for me. I pull back immediately, my breath caught in my throat.
Princess?
For a moment, I just saw Warg.
What is going on?
Will you believe me if I am straightforward?
Something's been wrong ever since we returned to the palace. Princess, please,
Rich clenches his hands into fists. His face twisted with obvious pain.
Please, let me help you.
I doubt you can. My chest begins to ache, and my heart feels heavy. You'll never believe me. There is a certainty in Fritz's eyes that was not there before. He looks at me with fierce determination.
Try me.
I suddenly drop my hand over my eyes. You are cursed. His silence is all the response I need. I knew this would happen. I know he still wouldn't believe me.
Princess, we've talked about this before, but what exactly are you seeing that makes you so firmly believe that?
I am Worley. Will you really listen to me? You are cursed with an alternate personality, a cruel one. I've known him for months now. Warwick, well, you? Fritz, you were going to kill Rod and Emmeline last night. Reaches out to rest his hand atop mine. On the windowsill, his determination as dwelling love into uncertainty. Don't believe me.
I believe you, Princess.
I can see in your eyes, Fritz. Doubt me.
I do not doubt you, Princess. I'm just confused. How could I not know about the existence of an alternate personality? Or about a curse inflicted on me?
I pull my hand away from him and cross to the other side of my room, so that my bed acts as a barrier between us. But Farg knows you. How is it possible that Farg is so aware of you when you do not even know he exists? I begin to pace my emotions, whirling. And how am I to trust you when you won't even trust me? I knew you weren't going to believe me. How could I have been so stupid to think that you would?
Princess,
He begins to move toward me, but I stop him, and he strikes with a single glare. Taunts. Silence descends upon my room. When I finally look at Fritz again, the man I see is a stranger, Con is the Fritz that I once knew, and standing in his place is nothing but a shadow. I thought I'd be different. He showed me so much kindness and pretended to care, and yet Mother was right. Mother was always right. I feel the old ache in my chest as I turn on my heels to look away from Fritz. This is what happens when you trust in someone. This is what happens when you begin to believe in others. I gasp when I feel strong arms wrapped around me from behind. I can feel Fritz warm against the back of my neck. Send shivers tumbling down my spine. Let me go, Fritz.
No.
I order you to let me go. But Fritz only tightens his grasp. While a warm embrace is suffocating, it is also oddly comforting.
Sorry, princess. I cannot be ordered to leave you like this. I swore an oath to you and made a promise to myself that I would always stand by your side. No matter how much you push me away, I will always be here for you. From the day I was assigned to you, I saw how much you suffered. That's why I will protect you with everything that I am.
Bite my lip as I struggle to keep myself from crying. Can I trust Fritz's words when Varg has done nothing but cause suffering to everyone around me?
But it seems like I have also been the one to cause you so much pain.
Loosen his arms until I am no longer within his embrace. I feel cold and empty, but I do not move toward Fritz again. His voice is very soft when he speaks again.
I'm sorry.
I do not look up when he leaves. You cannot rely on anyone but yourself. You cannot trust anyone but yourself. How can I have forgotten that? If I had been able to have my way, I would not left my room at all. After everything that has happened, I do not think I want to know what Sir Mitro's request is. I'm also worried about his so-called wonderful gift he wants to show me. Perhaps he means to kill me, along with the king. Surely he should be more well-armed at his epiphany. Yet, for some reason, I only feel numb. I do not acknowledge Varg when he enters the room.
Princess, I'd ask what you're thinking about, but it's written all over your face. That, and I happen to have the memories of it too. Poor princess. Your knight in shining armor turned out to be less of a hero than
Sorry.
you thought,
Sorry. Oh, you said it already. Stop it.
Hurts, doesn't it? Well, I did tell you. I wonder why you're so surprised.
Argue.
I think you are annoying our princess, Varg.
Sir Mitro's presence for once is actually a relief. He bows to me, but I no longer believe in the smile on his face.
Princess, you have my most sincere thanks for agreeing to meet me at such late notice.
It is that he wants to show me, Sir Mitros. Actually, answer me this first, as it has been troubling me for some time. Why do you want to kill the king?
I see we have much to talk about. Let us walk and talk, if you do not mind.
Sir Mitros looks at Varg.
Do not disturb us, Varg.
Varg disappears back into whatever shadow it emerged from as Sir Mitros and I make our way back into the hall.
It seems my suspicions were correct. You did overhear Alcaster and I the other night, didn't you? Princess, I must assure you that I have nothing but your best wishes at heart. It is not I that wishes to remove your father from power. That is Sir Alcaster's desire.
Is this what Sheridan spoke of those months ago? Did she discover Sir Alcaster's motives only to be discharged from the order as a result? Why did you agree to help him?
I required Sir Alcaster's assistance for certain things. It was a mutually beneficial decision for both of us to work together. But do not worry, I never had any intention of going through with your father's murder.
Is this why you were delaying him until after my birthday? Summitra's smiles is almost genuine.
My princess is wise, just like her mother.
I realize that Summitra's has led me into the secret tunnels. Where are you taking me now?
My princess is also impatient, just like her mother.
The impudence of this man. You said Varg answered to you, but he also carries out Sir Alcaster's orders.
It was Sir Alcaster's desire to take over Angeli as cleanly as he could. He sought to accomplish that by killing all those with a claim to the throne.
So Rodan de Milan.
But I was never going to let him kill you. In exchange for ensuring your safety, Sir Alcaster required, among other things, a servant. So I provided him with one. Sir Alcaster needed someone that could remain close to him, hidden in plain sight, so to speak. He also required that they have the skills of a trained knight. Sir Fitzgerald was capable of guarding you, my princess, but he was not as capable of carrying out Sir Alcaster's other orders.
But why go to such lengths to curse Fritz?
Princess,
Summitra's focus is intended gaze on me. Something dangerous and bring shimmers in his eyes. I shrink back.
any threat to your life had to be removed. Besides, I am under the impression that your loyal knight would be happy to sacrifice part of himself in order to become the perfect guardian.
What do you gain from doing all of this?
I require something from you. Something only you can provide. It is something I had to wait for, as you need to be 18 in order to give it to me. I have been preparing this gift for you for a long time, my princess. It is the gift of resurrection. I will bring back the queen.
What?
Will you help me?
Mother is dead.
Only in name.
Mother has been dead for years. If she had been alive, I would have known.
Your mother sustained great injuries during the Great War. She needed time to heal.
Then where is she been? And why would she pretend to be dead? Why would she leave me alone?
Your mother is sleeping, and you are the only one that can wake her.
Why me?
My princess, you are heir to more than just the kingdom of Angeli. Queen Hildir was the bearer of the Crystallum Tenebrarum, one of the two Crystallum of Angel.
What?
As her daughter, you are the next bearer. You are destined to be a great witch, just like your mother.
My mother? A witch? Impossible.
It is the truth. You were so young then, my princess. and the world was so cruel to you.
Why do I not remember any of this?
The queen sought to protect you and shrouded your memories of the pain you suffer at the hands of humans.
This why the people of Andriel despise me and fear me?
But once you turn 18, you will inherit the full abilities of the Tenebrarum bearer. With that power, you can revive your mother. Is this not what you've been dreaming of since you lost her?
I dared not even dream this was possible. For so many years, all I wanted was for Mother to return to me. But now? No, I cannot falter. Mother was the only person I could trust. She is still the only person who loves me. I have made my decision. Tell me what I must do. Demetrius smiles and steps aside. Behind him is a large rusty door.
Come with me.
Mother?
She is still as beautiful as the day she became one with the Tenebrarum.
Demetrius reverently strokes his hand across the Tenebrarum, as if caressing Mother's face.
These last 4 years, I have come to visit her as much as I possibly can. But I cannot wait to see her beauty grace the halls of the palace once more.
Demetrius turns to me.
Place your hands on the Tenebrarum.
Wait, before I do this. Demetrius, you said you have no desire to kill the king.
Yes,
Swear to me that will not allow Sir Alcaster's plans to succeed. Swear that you will protect the lives of the royal family. Do not wholly understand why I ask this of Sir Demetrius, yet a part of me feels compelled to do so. I may not see them as much of a family, but they have done nothing to deserve that.
my princess.
Swear it.
Very well. I swear I shall not allow Sir Alcaster to kill any of the royal family.
The clock tower shims. A bell echoes in the chamber, the sound dull and eerie. Demetrius' eyes flash as he gestures his hand widely.
Now, princess, now!
The air in the room becomes cold, so cold I actually feel my body becoming like ice. Something is wrong. This does not feel right. I try to move away, but my attempts are thwarted by some kind of magic force. The Tenebrarum is pulling me toward it. Demetrius!
It is too late to turn back now, princess.
No! The pull is strong. I'm drawn to it like a magnet. The invisible force renders me a puppet. It takes hold of my body and forces me to raise my hands to the crystalline. Press my palms against the face of the Tenebrarum, my hands framing my mother's face. The expression is gentle and her natural sleep. The Tenebrarum is freezing beneath my fingertips at first. It steadily begins to warm as the clock continues counting down to 12. The warmer the Tenebrarum grows, the colder my body feels. It feels like it is sapping all my energy. Like the Tenebrarum is feeding off me. The pain starts slowly. It creeps up and out until it's flooding my entire body. I attempt to twist my body away from the Tenebrarum surface. My hands are stuck. I turn to Sir Demetrius for help, but there is nothing that crazily his smile.
Yes, yes!
His eyes are focused on the crystallized form of my mother. I become dimly aware of my tears that are beginning to fall from my eyes. I cannot go on like this. My vision starts to blur until I feel myself falling into the endless darkness. Mother,
Yes, my sweet.
what are you doing?
I am planning, dearest one. Mother has to be ready for when she takes over Angel.
But doesn't Father rule Angel?
Oh, sweet. Father will soon be too tired to rule. Mother will rule for him, and when you are grown, you shall follow in my footsteps. I will make Angeli a kingdom to behold, my darling. You will never be hurt, and no one shall deny you anything. The people will bend to your whim, and will behave as they ought to.
There will be no bad people?
No, dearest one, there will be no bad people in our kingdom. I will make sure of that.
Opening my eyes and moving my body is a struggle. I feel sluggish and numb. There is a suffocating heat in my chest that makes it difficult to breathe. When I finally do rise, my thoughts are tangled and confused. Hi Kobe, thank you for the lyric. Aren't you streaming, or I've already finished streaming? Where am I?
She lives.
I turned my head just in time to see Varg rise from the chair just to the side of my bed. Has he been sitting there watching me? And he's not wearing his mask. What are you doing here?
You've been out for a week, princess.
A week?
I think I would know how long you've been playing Sleeping Beauty. After all, I've been here the whole damn...
Varg clears his throat before gazing down to me, an exasperated expression on his face.
Do you even remember what happened?
Memories slowly float through my mind. They are fragments, but together they create a startling picture. Demetrius in a room, 12 chimes of the clock, my 18th birthday, the tenebrarum, and... Mother! I sit up immediately, only to succumb to a wave of nausea and dizziness. Much to my surprise, Varg reaches out to steady me, its grip firm but gentle.
Slow down, princess. You're not ready to fight me yet.
What time is it?
Almost done.
Will I become Fritz again in a few hours? Or have I lost Fritz forever?
Would you believe me if I told you Fritz doesn't want to see you?
The warmth of my last conversation with Fritz hits me full force. So what happened the last time we spoke? I'm not surprised that Fritz does not want to see me.
He was too ashamed to face you. I had no idea Fritz would react the way he did to your words. I have most of his stronger memories. Not all of them, but most. I thought he'd have most of mine too, but I guess that's not the case.
What memories do you have?
That's none of your business.
The expression on his face is clouded. For a few moments, he is silent, thoughtful.
In the beginning, they were mostly of you.
What? Varg glances away. I notice that way his fingers drum uneasily on his cane and stare. I've never seen Varg look like this. I carefully slide my way over to the edge of my bed, allowing my feet to dangle up to the floor.
Fritz cares for you, princess. Take my word for it, if no one else is.
Why is he so tell me all of this? Will I ever see him again? Or has he lost to you? Varg flinches back from me. taking a few steps back and put some distance between the two of us.
I can't say.
I watched Varg closely. I had never noticed before, but Varg's emotions are very clear if you know what to look for. You cannot say it, or you won't say.
Princess.
The gentleness with which he says my title makes me think of Fritz. However, just as I'm beginning to hear Fritz's voice through him, his demeanor changes once again. The vulnerable man disappears and is replaced by the usual facade. Varg straightens and glares at me. He displays this confidence to hide his true emotions. It seems like he wears two masks. You are more like Fritz than you would care to admit. Fritz would never harm me. Varg snarls, but he no longer intimidates me.
Fritz this, Fritz that. All you ever talk about is that idiot, even though I have been the one by your side this entire time. Fritz is nothing compared to me.
And why do you feel threatened by him? My words render Varg speechless. I dimly notice the patterns of red dawn scattered across my room. The sun is almost up. I look back to Varg, my eyes seeking Fritz. Varg moves. He's as fierce as he closes the distance between us. Have you... Varg presses his lips to mine, lightly stifling the rest of the words. I have only a moment to gasp out of breath before Varg kisses me again more deeply. I raise my hands to push him away, but for a brief second, my mind hazes over in shock. Varg takes advantage of my confusion and moves forward again, an unreadable expression in his eyes, and he leans over me. I try to pull him away, but Varg tangles his hand in my hair. Tilting my head, back to press his lips firmly against mine once more. No, this is not right. I tremble as his free arm sweeps down my back and eventually comes to rest at my waist. Why is he kissing me? He doesn't even like me. Anger clears my mind. I ball my hands into fists and shove at Varg's chest. His eyes are bright and out of focus when I am able to look into them. His chest betrays his laborious breathing. I work back of my hand against my mouth as I glare at Varg. I do not trust myself to speak without screaming at him. Current slowly starts to filter back into his gaze. I can see the warnings in his gaze along with guilt. I seem to realize that my cheeks are now wet with tears. Am I crying? Varg takes a step toward me, and though he does not utter a single word, I can see from his body language that he remains to apologize. I reach a hand out as if to touch my face. No. I move back and close my eyes. Adiuva.
Viviana?
My eyes when I hear a familiar voice, and Joshua Fritz quickly rushes to my side and kneels in front of me. His hands cap my face, and his thumbs brush against my cheeks, wiping away the tears that I cannot stop.
What did he do, Princess?
Fritz, I feel suddenly overwhelmed. Like there is too much reeling in my mind. I'm not sure how long we sit there together. It feels short, like a single moment, but it could have been an eternity.
I'm sorry, Princess.
shake my head in an attempt to clear my fractured thoughts. Fritz frowns, but the expression clearly as it brushes my hair away from my face. Fingertips gently trace my cheek as if speech.
I failed as your knight. I should never have left you alone that night. I could have stopped all of this from happening. All I have done is cause you pain. And this past week has been hell. I didn't know if you'd wake up or if I would be able to be with you when you did.
He looks at me, his expression grim.
And I wasn't there when you did. Varg was.
You finally know about him? Fritz nod has gives me a pained smile.
No apology could ever be enough to excuse what I did to you. I doubted you that night because I thought that you were saying what you were saying was impossible. I wondered how I could be cursed without knowing about it. But now, I hate myself for treating you the way I did. I must have put you through so much suffering because I did not believe you. I know I have never been worthy of you, but now I have betrayed the trust you had in me.
He drops his hand and pulls away from me.
I don't think I have the right to be called your knight.
I reach out and grab his hand without thinking. Don't say that. Fritz looks at me in shock. His wide-eyed. His only makes me feel embarrassed, and I have to focus to keep from floundering. After a long moment, Fritz managed to smile at me. It is small but genuine.
I don't deserve your kindness.
Kindness? Is that what this is? We sit together in silence for some time, enjoying each other's calming presence. My room is quiet as the sun steadily starts to rise. You know what has happened during the last week?
I'm afraid not. I wasn't myself for most of it.
He's fading even faster now. And just when I felt that I've truly started to know him.
I've already told you about the disappearance of the prince and the princess, but it seems like the queen has gone missing as well.
Philly is missing? Can only hope that they made it out alive. That road led them back to the Martian. There they will be safe. I don't think I would ever trust anyone there, but I still don't, but Arfa said the Martian is a place evil cannot overtake. And whether or not Varg is truly evil, his mission is to kill them. Can at least be sure Porphyr will protect them.
King Gennaro is still here, but he is different. He is not himself. And
What happened?
it's your mother. The day you fainted, that same morning, your mother returned.
I can only stare at Fritz in shock, knowing that what happened that night wasn't just a dream.
Everyone in the castle is acting as if
Sorry.
nothing is wrong. It's like the last 4 years haven't happened. But the instant I saw her, I recognized her. And after that, well, I don't remember what came next. My next conscious moment was today when I saw you.
Fritz raises his hand as if to touch my face, but he abruptly pulls it away. He flinches, then doubles over, his face contorting with pain.
No, not now. I won't let you.
His eyes are cloudy, his gaze turned inward. He is speaking to the other side of himself that I cannot see. I reach out to him and try to calm him back. Fritz. He looks at me and attempts a sad smile. He's trying to make it seem like he's fine. And he speaks, it is through gritted teeth.
I'll never let him hurt you. Can you trust me about that at least?
Yes. I didn't pass that. Did I? Yeah, I didn't pass it. It's really quick he's saying that.
Does he say anything? Or
He
is
say-
just dot dot dot?
He says Diviana, but like really fast because look.
Oh, Diviana. Ah.
The shadows dance around him, almost startling at first. Then they simply engulf him and Fritz disappears into darkness. Take a step back.
I hate to interrupt.
You again. I snarl at him, but Varg immediately shrugs. He looks indifferent, as if what transpired between us before never happened.
I have things to do today.
Varg turns away and walks briskly out of my room, without glancing back. I make my way through the hallways of the palace, determined to find Sir Mitros. Over the past few months, I have been all but invisible to the people in the palace. It allowed me to pass undisturbed. I had always figured it was because no one remembered who I was with my curse. Today, things are different. A maid sweeping the hallways jumps at the side of me before quickly cursing.
Your Highness.
Her eyes are downcast, and she does not look at me as I pass by her. As I walk past her, other servants heading in my direction also move to the side of the hallway.
Your Highness. Your Highness.
Do you remember who I am now? But how? Has my curse somehow been broken? I spend the entire morning searching for Sir Mitros, but he is nowhere to be found. The only room I have yet to reach to search is the throne room. I push open the doors and walk inside. There I am, met with an unexpected sight. The king sits on his throne, his posture regal, but his eyes downcast. Your Majesty? He does not look up when I enter, but I can see that his eyes are stonily unmoving. I approach him cautiously, and upon closer look, I notice how his eyes look so empty. It's almost as if he cannot see me. I inhale, and something catches in my throat. My heart begins to beat rapidly. What have they done to you?
My princess.
I reel around and see Sir Mitros approaching me with a smile. Where did he come from? I could have sworn there was no one else in here when I entered. Sir Mitros?
I was just on my way to see you. Varg just told me you had awakened.
What is wrong with the king?
Physically, there is nothing wrong with him at all.
Anger begins to burn within me. I swore that he wouldn't harm him.
Is he not alive, my princess? Take a good look at him. The king is completely unharmed.
The change in Sir Mitros' expression is subtle, but I can feel the malice in his eyes, in his gaze.
I should add that it was difficult to keep this promise, princess. My queen will be having words with you about this.
Mother? Where is she?
She has left the palace for the time being. You have been unconscious for a week. My queen could not spend every moment fretting by your bedside.
But didn't Varg say he was the one to stay by my side? I shake the thought from my mind. When will I see her? Be seeing her?
At dinner, I assume. Now, if that's all.
Wait. Simitus pauses abruptly to look at me. The servants I met in the hallway seemed to remember me. How?
You really cannot guess?
He sighs as he runs a hand through his hair.
When you turned 18 and became the Tenebrarum bearer, the curse that the Lesser Witch cast on you broke.
What?
Moments before your mother woke, you were the strongest witch in all of Angeli. A Lesser Witch's spell could not have any effect over you. Congratulations, princess. You are no longer a victim of the curse. Your life is back to the way it was before. Now, is there anything else you would like to ask me?
Yes, there is. About Fritz. Will I break his curse? Much to my astonishment, Sir Mitrus begins to laugh. The sound is cruel, and so sharp and deadly it cuts through whatever hope had been forming in my heart.
You wish to break his curse? Oh, princess. You should have told me earlier you cared so much about the boy. Perhaps then I would have tailored his curse to your requirements. Poor, upstanding, chivalrous Fritz. In many ways, he was too much of a knight for his father's liking.
Sir Mitrus leans closer to me, so close I can see the crazed gleam in his eyes.
Would you like to know why I cursed him, princess?
I remain rooted in place, but not flinching away from Mitrus is harder than I would have thought.
Sir Alcaster approached his son for help, expecting him to help kill the king and take over the throne. But Fritz refused. Sir Alcaster needed an obedient servant, and Fritz deserved to be punished for stepping out of line.
Oops. No.
And so I removed those memories of Alcaster telling Fritz of his devious plans and gave him the curse. Fritz has the Little Red Riding Hood curse. There is, after all, no better servant than the big bad wolf. He has all the power and drive of a predator, but is still so obedient. Wolves are closely related to dogs, after all. And better yet, the big bad wolf will always stay close to the lady he desires to devour.
I can feel disgust sitting in my stomach.
I have created the perfect servant for Sir Arcaster. In short,
Sir Mitrus reaches out a hand to grab my face by the shin. He forces my head up a painful angle.
there is no breaking his curse, princess. Not unless Fritz is somehow able to mentally overpower Varg. And we all know how formidable Varg is.
Demetrius releases me.
Now, put the idea out of your pretty little head. Don't you always have everything you've ever wanted?
He smiles freely before turning and walking out of the throne room, leaving me alone and trembling. To break the curse, Fritz has to overthrow Varg in his own mind. Suddenly cold descends upon me. I wrap my arms around myself and shudder. I turn to look at the king, but he has not moved since my encounter with Sir Mitros. Your Majesty, did I do this to you? Your Majesty, did I do this to you? Mother, if she were here, she would make sense for me. Mother, where are you? I stare at my now trembling hands. It is not what I wanted at all.
Princess, we cannot.
I am the crown princess.
Which is why we cannot allow you to live on your own, your highness.
It is strange to think just a few months ago, these same men did everything they could to keep me out of the palace.
Your highness, you'll need an escort if you want to leave.
I can't take care of myself.
Back to being a nuisance, I see. Sir.
They know who he is. I watch in stunned silence as both soldiers salute to Varg. Varg turns to smirk at me.
Well, what's going on here? The princess wishes to leave the palace to visit the town. Does she now?
I can feel Varg's eyes on me, but I refuse to look at him.
Fine, I will accompany her. But the queen said...
Words dies in the man's throat as Varg turns to glower at him. His eyes flash with impatience, and it is enough to catch the soldiers into silence.
Open the gates. Yes, sir.
The gates swing open. I rush out, thinking that maybe if I move fast enough, I can lose Varg.
So, what are we here for?
Though I try my hardest to shake him, Varg is still irritatedly close. It is impossible to leave him.
Princess.
Varg leans out and wraps his fingers around my elbow, pulling me out to stop in the shadows of a alleyway. My irritation is immediate, and I look up to glare at him.
What are we doing in town? As much as I don't want to agree with those idiot knights, you really shouldn't be wandering the streets.
My next words are cold and sharp. Why not? Before, that was what everyone insisted that I do. And now the only thing everyone wants is for me to stay indoors? Varg is silent for a few moments before finally letting out an exasperated sigh.
Angel is not what it was, princess.
What are you talking about? Varg places his hand on my shoulders and turns me so that I am looking out onto the streets. I'm not overly familiar with the kingdom, but even I can tell that something is off. The shops that once had colorful display windows are now empty. Their displays are too non-existent. The liveliness of the market stalls is all gone. My gaze is drawn to the bakery shop that Fritz had taken me all those months ago. Its dim windows tell me that it's closed. There are so many different sweets here.
Buy whatever you like.
Are you certain?
Absolutely. I know nothing makes you happier than a good pastry.
How do you know that?
Well, it's a knight's job to know these sort of things.
Just how much do you know about me?
Nothing that anyone else wouldn't know.
What's my favorite color?
Blue.
My favorite flower?
Lilies. I told you that these croissants were famous, right? Those are my favorite.
I'll get a croissant then.
Not a custard Danish? I thought you liked those best. A croissant, of course, right away.
An all too familiar ache beats in my chest. Has it been that long since that day? Everything was so vibrant and full of energy back then. This place was so lively, and there was music but that filled the streets, and performance everywhere. But now, so much has changed. It's so silent. The streets are empty, and the eyes of the people? Their eyes are caged and unseeing, just like the king's. I step forward to get a better look without realizing. I am only dimly aware of Farg's hands, which have not moved from my shoulders. What happened?
The queen happened.
But the people.
She can take control and can demand obedience, but she can't force love or loyalty. The people of Anchiel are being crushed, princess, and they know who's responsible for it.
His voice is hushed, but he still draws stares. I flinch back at the expressions of the people's faces as they look at us. There is fear in their eyes. I steadily retreated until I fall back into Varg, his hands tightened on my shoulders.
They know that you're her daughter.
These are the looks that I've always given me. This is why they have feared me. Brutally, Varg throws his cape around me, enclosing me in the darkness. When light finally filters back into my conscience, I'm facing a completely different street. What did he do?
Smoke and mirrors. Things might have gotten out of hand back there, so I got us out.
He suddenly releases me and nudges me forward.
Can we return to the palace now?
I grit my teeth. I still want to see the town. It is impossible to think that the entire place is so changed. How is that possible? Symmetra said mother was out. I really need to see her.
It's almost dinner time, princess. Your family will be expecting you.
Mother will be expecting me. I should see her at dinner, right? Thinking about everything that has transpired exhausts me. I rub my eyes and sighed. Fine, let us return. When I enter the dining hall, a familiar figure stands by one of the windows. I have not seen her for 4 years, but she remains unchanged. Standing before me is the only person whose love I have never doubted. Mother.
My dearest one.
I move toward her immediately, like a moth drawn to a flame. Soon I have my arms wrapped around her in a hug. I do not care that I am crying. Mother, I missed you so much.
And I have missed you.
I cannot believe that mother is indeed alive. I am crying so hard tears blur my eyes, and it makes an effort to speak. Have you died? Mother presses a soft, cold hand on my cheek. Her touch is more comforting than I remember.
And it is thanks to you that I did not. I am so proud of you, love.
I had thought her warmth would envelop me longer, but Mother is quick to throw away from me. I look up at her in confusion and flinch when I see that her gaze is cold.
But I heard you left the palace today.
Hmm?
What have I told you about leaving the palace, Divyana?
Just,
No excuses. You know my feelings on this.
but
Have you truly become so disrespectful while I was absent?
I...
Let's not fight. Not tonight.
Yes, Mother.
Come, sit.
I take my usual chair. I stare at the now vacant seats in front of me. There is evenness in my chest as I remember who sat in them. Those are Ophelia, Rod, and Evelyn's places. And the king. I turn and look at him. I feel my heart falter, then sink.
Divyana?
The king is sitting in his usual seat, but his expression is as vacant as it was earlier. It's nothing. Mother follows my line of sight and frowns.
Mitras told me of your request. I had not anticipated that you would require something from him in exchange for reviving me. But no matter. I had no desire to see Alcaster's plans come to fruition.
Where is Sir Alcaster? My mother beckons quickly with a wave of her hand, and servants begin to place platters of food on the table.
Exiled. There is no place in this kingdom for a snake like him.
Then why is Sark still here? My mother looks at me with knowing eyes as the servants spoon soup into our bowls.
You still need a guard, my dear. It was fortuitous of me to retain him, considering your actions today.
I look down, my mind racing.
But enough of these inconsequential notions. We must discuss your training.
What?
You are the crown princess and you must learn how to be a queen. Eventually you too shall become the Tenebrarum bearer. I will show you how to control it.
It was impossible for me to think that of Mother as a witch. But seeing how she speaks so casually of the Tenebrarum, and considering all that has happened this week, I have no choice but to believe it. Why did you not tell me about the Tenebrarum, about the witches?
Dearest one, you were so young. I wanted to protect you. And it is no matter now, for I am here. I will teach you through practical demonstration. I have always found that to be the most effective way.
She looks at me sharply.
We will begin by punishing those that cursed you.
Fear and shock immediately flowed through me. What? Punish Parfait and Laura?
They have acted to keep you from me and from your destiny. They must be punished. Don't you wish for revenge on those that have wronged you so?
I do not want revenge. Mother sets down her spoon.
Dearest one, need I remind you of how the people of this world will seek to abuse your nature and your position in order to use you? Have you not experienced the selfishness and greed of people firsthand? Were you not cursed by such people?
You're right, but to Laurent Parfait, they have been kind to me as well. Mother goes back to eating.
Regardless, we shall start your lessons tomorrow.
For some reason, my eyes are drawn once more to the king. Has he not moved since dinner began? His soup is still untouched. King is barely conscious. Mother is right here, so close to me, and yet nothing feels right.
You will succeed me in all things, my daughter.
Mother speaks, and my attention snaps back to her.
I expect nothing but your full devotion to this task.
Mechanically bring a spoon of soup to my mouth and swallow without tasting. Could I really punish anyone?
Oh, dearest one.
Mother's voice pulls me from my thoughts. She reaches over and brushes my hair away from my face. Her touch is heartbreakingly familiar. She's right here, but I feel like this is the most distant I've ever been from her.
We're never going to be separated again. Diviana?
I cannot do this.
You are not trying hard enough.
But
It is almost as if you do not wish to complete your training.
ever since Mother came back, she has been teaching me to use my magic, but her methods are... well, I couldn't bring myself to agree with the way she teaches. But this is...
A little bird, no more.
This bird is still alive. It's been trying to escape the dome. It's been trapped under this whole time.
Your bleeding heart will be the end of us all, Diviana. Do you feel such turmoil every time you have a meal? Do I need to remind you how many animals are killed on a daily basis just for your meals?
Hi Bashu, how are you? Thank you
Hello,
for the-
Boichu.
Thank you for the redeem. Ara. I hope it was worth it. This is different. Why can't Mother see that?
All you are doing is removing the air in the dome. This is a lesson about control. How else are we to tell when you are successful without such a barometer?
Mother raised her hand and without any apparent effort manipulates the air in the dome.
Now you see how simple it is?
I stare at the bird's lifeless body inside the dome. The sight of it brings back old memories. This happened before, and even then I was not able to save this bird's life. I still cannot save anything.
And because you hesitated, another bird must be brought in. How many birds will it take, Diviana? I need you to focus, dearest heart. We will continue tomorrow and I expect you to perform as expected. Do you understand? Diviana?
I nod my head numbly. Mother opens her arms and beckons me through her. Whip! I reluctantly step toward her so that she can embrace me. There is no more warmth in her embrace. There is nothing. Mother strokes my hair before I found the gesture withering and comforting, but now I feel cold.
I do this because I love you, Diviana. You understand, yes?
The words I want to say are trapped in my throat. I can't. Mother pulls back, questioning look in her eyes.
Say you love me, darling.
Of course I love you. You love her, but things are different now. Cannot deny who she is or what she can do. Mother sighs heavily before releasing me and turning around.
Varg?
The door opens and Varg steps inside. Immediately, he kneels before us.
Your Majesty?
Take my daughter back to her room.
As you command.
Varg rises and bows before going to hold open the door for me.
Princess?
Good night, Mother. Curtsy and follow Varg out of the throne room. Ever since Fritz disappeared the day I woke up, he has not returned. The hope that he would return and that Varg would be destroyed is slowly disappearing. Every morning I wake up and find Varg standing outside my door. I become more distorted. I look at Varg's back as he walks in front of me. How am I supposed to bring Fritz back? Varg is only getting stronger each day. At this rate, Fritz will... Adiova.
You know that will not work on me anymore, Princess.
It's easy to come when I say that word, but I no longer see any signs that he hears me.
Worried about your knight? Let me tell you something that might lift your spirits then. He's not gone.
What?
He doesn't think he can afford to lose. He's not giving up control without a fight. Though, thought you might want to know.
Why are you telling me this?
You haven't been yourself for the past few days.
But why do you care? Varg stops and turns to look at me. He is looking at me the same way Fritz always does, with gentle acceptance. I could almost believe I am looking at Fritz and not Varg.
I've been asking myself the same question. I know these feelings are for you aren't my own, and yet
Feelings for me?
I guess his emotions for you are too strong. It's rubbed off on me and now I'm stuck caring about you too.
Varg's expression changes, a subtle sadness creeping into his eyes.
Stupid. We both know who you'll choose when the time comes.
What? Varg smiles, but it is devoid of any cheer. He turns around and continues walking without waiting for me.
Hurry up, Princess.
The rest of our walk is silent. The night is deep, dark and gentle, but I cannot find peace or sleep in the all-consuming silence. It has been 2 weeks since Mother's return, and 2 weeks since I have been able to sleep through the night. Most of my days are spent at Mother's side. When we weren't patrolling NGL, she's teaching me how to use the Tenebrarum, reading me as her successor. Every day it only becomes clearly to me that the kingdom is suffering. The people feared and hated us. It is even worse than it was before. Mother is cruel to everyone, even though I have yet to see them to do anything wrong. Is this why Fidel hurt her?
Your Highness, I beg your forgiveness. My child was not watching where he was going.
The man's son had wandered in front of us. The soldier horse would have crushed the child, and the man hadn't pushed him out of the way. The stop on the road has caused a delay in our arrival back to the palace. Mother had been out visiting an old friend, a witch. Mother? There is a blinding flash of light as Mother draws a shape in the air. When the light clears, the man has disappeared from in front of us. He's collapsed against the wall and nearly building. Mother threw him into the building.
Let us continue.
Mother, that man isn't moving. I don't think he's breathing.
Come along, Diviana.
Mother, why did you do that? The man
Are you questioning me, Diviana?
Mother gaze is cold as steel, her eyes as sharp as blade. I flinch away from her.
You have become soft. The world has changed you while I was sleeping. Do not worry, dearest heart. I will bring you back to what you were, I promise.
Mother smiled at me then. The smile she would always give me when I was a child. I used to be comforted by the sight of it, but now it terrifies me. And the king? I shook down the lamp in my throat. He's gone. He speaks, he hits, but he's not here. If it were not clear in his actions, it is clear when I look into his eyes. He is right there, and yet I miss him. The frustration makes me restless. I stand up so that I can make my way through the window and stare outside. I'm being ridiculous. Why should I miss him when he has been nothing but neglectful? I have forgotten how he stopped caring about me when I invited his new family into the palace. He treasured them and his kingdom more than he ever loved me. He never valued me. And yet, I would give anything to go back to how things had been. The weight of my shoulders and in my heart is overwhelming. Feeling my only worsens when I turn my thoughts to another person. Fritz. With a sigh, I lean my forehead against the cold glass of the window. Clark said that Fritz is still fighting, so he must still be in there. Can I help him? Fritz? Oh, before I can turn, someone clamps a hand over my mouth. The rest of my words are muffled. Long time no see. That voice. Jurian? That's right. Remain calm, princess. She slowly lowers her hand. I turn around and stare, surprised to see her here in my room. What are you doing here? She smiles and moves the wave in my heart lifts. We're on a rescue mission. We? At that moment, a man steps into the doorway. His footsteps cautious and soft. Carlon? He does not turn completely, but cranes his neck to give me a soft smile.
Glad to see you're safe, princess.
I can barely believe that the two of them are standing here. It has been so long. We apologize for being late. We have been trying to get into the palace for the last few months, but a powerful shield has been keeping us from entering. The Perfect could easily destroy it, but it would have meant destroying the palace as well. The last thing we want is to cause panic among the people.
Mithras and Varg are crafty. They've been watching over the palace like hawks. And it was difficult to speak with Prince Rod when he was being watched around the clock.
We need more time to make sure our rescue mission would not fail. Then, how did you find the way inside? Lady Parfait managed to find a weak spot on in the shield, but it's thin, and only allows a few people into the palace at one time. Carl and I know this palace better than anyone. That's why we're here to rescue you.
Delora and Lady Parfait wanted to come, but the shield easily detects witches and fairies. But they're waiting for us at the margin, Princess.
Was I meant to escape with Rod and Emmeline before? Yes, that was the only other plan we had. I thought that it didn't go as expected when someone caught wind of their plans and sent Varg out to kill them, so they tried to save me before and failed. Why did they come for me? They look at me, their expression baffled.
What?
I cross my arms as I look at them. Why would you rescue someone you hate?
Princess?
Of course we'd come for you. You're part of the Martian after all. What? Turin looks at me seriously. Let's go. Turin heads through the door, but stops when she notices that I am not following her.
Coming, Princess?
How can the Martian take me back after everything I have said and done? How could the Martian accept me back? Do they even want me to return? I only had realized that I had spoken aloud when Turin answered me. Princess, we wouldn't be here if that wasn't the case. We have to leave now. We're running out of time. I can think about it later. I nod following them out of my room. Turin leads the way and I follow after her. Carlin brings up rear. His eyes are alert as he constantly surveys our surroundings. The night around us is cold and still, but the quiet only makes me more anxious. Hark usually appears in situations like this. Is he not here? And I feel so useless having to be rescued like this. Carolyn reaches out to place a hand on my shoulder.
We're almost out.
I nod, not trusting my own voice. Shh. Carolyn stands at attention as we continue slowly moving forward. Eventually, a figure moves to block our path.
And what is this?
I cannot move. Julian and Garland, however, already have their swords out. The deadly metal glitters in the great glow of the moon.
And here I thought the fairy had given up.
Mitrus. Her voice is a low growl. It is so full of malice it makes the hairs of my back on the back of my neck stand on end. Let us pass.
And if I did, where would you be taking the princess?
Trin's shoulders stands. Carolyn glares at Mitrus from behind her. I could lie, but it would also be easier to just kill you.
You're as bloodthirsty as ever. But unfortunately, I cannot allow your mischief to continue.
Sir Mitrus has just begun to raise his hand when Turin darts forward, her sword gleaming as she raises it to slice at his arm. Sir Mitrus howls, falling hard to the ground as he curls on himself to cradle his injury. Go quickly! The remaining quiet is all but shattered as we run away from Mitrus. Though he's in pain, I can still hear his voice call out from behind us.
Do not think this will be so easy, princess.
I ignore him and keep running, not daring to look back. We've been running for a while now. My legs are beginning to go numb. Only a little longer, princess, and we'll be okay out.
You're doing well.
I can't do no more than nod as I force myself to keep running. I'm pathetic. I'm slowing them down so much. There, I can see the exit.
Watch out!
Sharon falls back and to evade the explosion and bumps into me in the process. Moments later, however, she is once again standing at the ready with a sword. Carlin sets his hand firmly on my shoulders to help me regain my balance. What has happened? What was that? Another face emerges from the smoke, expression cold.
Viviana,
Mother,
I didn't want to believe Mithros, but here you are.
Princess, get back. Mother turns to face Shuri and Carlin, her expression full of contempt.
I remember you, Jurien Valiente. And you as well, Garland Belrot. I thought I was rid of Alcaster's.
We do not work for Sir Alcasters.
No, you and your pet have changed the allegiances, haven't you?
What? What did you call him? The smile on Mother's face is bright and cruel. It sends chills trailing down my spine.
Is that not what he is?
Mother casually waves a hand at Carlin, who remains quiet.
He follows you around like a lost puppy. He's so desperate for a scrap of affection that he would do anything for you, regardless of his own pride. It is admirable how well he knows his commands.
Stop it!
Come, Garland. Sit, Garland. Good boy, Garland.
Shut up!
Jurian, don't!
But his words came too late. Sharon rushes through and her body nothing but a blur, her teeth buried in savage hatred. Sharon is fast, but Mother is faster. She raises her hand and sends Sharon back into with a terrible flash of light as Carlin catches her.
And you defend his honor as if he were some poor maiden. How pathetic.
Carlin's voice is soft as he steals Julian.
Julian, please, she's just trying to get a rise out of you.
You know that. Jordan throws his hand off, a murderous look in her eyes. As she glares at Mother. Mother remains in the same place, smiling at that terrible smile of hers. She is amused by this, nothing more. Get the princess out of here, Garland. What are you saying?
I'm not leaving you here.
Once she's safe, come back for me. Jenny finally turns to look at me, a soft smile on her face. Trust me, Lan. There is a long moment of silence as the two gaze at each other. Unspoken words pass between them. Eventually, Garland caves.
All right.
Both of them tighten their grips on their swords.
Are you done?
Mother hasn't moved, but her presence within the small tunnel is overwhelming. Her magic smothers the very air. She sinks into a stance, her body loose and poised, seemingly unperturbed. Ready when you are. Mother does not attack. Instead, she turns to face me with one graceful movement.
Viviana, stop this nonsense. This is not the time for games. Be a good girl and go back to your room. Dearest one?
I stand resolute and take strength from Carolyn's steady presence behind me. What Mother is doing is wrong. What she wants isn't right and has never been right. What she's done to the king, what she's done to Angel. How I am meant to look at her in the same way. My voice is quiet when I finally speak. No.
What?
I take a deep breath and look her in the eyes. No, I will not return to my room. Mother's expression is unexpectedly calm as she looks at me.
My own daughter would choose these traitors and liars over me?
Is my love. Sorry.
Is my love so inconsequential to you?
Has she ever truly loved me? Mother, if your love is what love is meant to be, I do not want it. Mother is not who I thought she was. When I look at her now, all I can see is what she truly is, evil.
Clearly you have become corrupted during my absence. I suppose it must be the work of the infernal fairies. Never mind. Once I have destroyed each and every one of them, you will return to me, my daughter.
She raises her hand, and light curls around my fingers before she can cast her spell. June is at my mother's side. June's sword clings as it slides through her hair, and then through mother's clothes. Go!
Princess, come on!
But Julian, if we leave her alone... Carolyn pulls me away from my mother and Julian. As their battle begins, I hear the dual clatter of metal as we run, and I can see the flashes of light, even as we escape back in the way we came. Garland. We have gotten far enough. I force Garland to a stop. Garland! It is only when I grab his shoulder that he stops and turns to look at me.
Princess?
We cannot leave her there. Maybe I can convince Mother to let her go.
You really think you can convince that witch?
I can try.
My job is to keep you safe.
Mother has all the power of the Crystalum Tenebrarum at their disposal. Force myself to say it. Children will not last long. Carolyn, you have to know this too. Children must know as well. Carolyn's jaw hardens, and he stares at me, not truly looking at me, but through me. Carolyn, please, you cannot let Julian die. Not when we might be able to do something about it. Carolyn stares at the ground, his expression conflicted. I know he cares for her, and that is why he must go back for her. Carolyn closes his eyes briefly. When he opens them, I know he has made his decision. When we return to the scene, it is very different. Blood spatters the tunnel walls, and Julian is on her knees, bent forward, her face away from us. My mother is nowhere to be seen. Julian! Carolyn is silently in front of me, mindlessly racing through Julian.
Julian! Julian!
All at once she seems to come alive. She gasps out of her breath and coughs. Garland, what are you doing here? I told you to. Her voice wavers as Garland crouches down in front of her. He folds himself around her and pulls her gently to his chest. His eyes are shut tight as he buries his face into her hair. She shucks back and sobs as she reaches up to hold him tightly. I exhale in relief. Both of them are alive and safe. You idiot! I told you to get her out.
The princess gave me permission to disobey an order.
Lifts his head to smile back to me.
She outranks you, Jurian, at least as far as titles are concerned.
Garland slowly guides her to my feet.
What happened?
The queen disappeared and I... Jurian suddenly stops. We hear it at the same time, a terrible ripping sound, like the air itself is being torn. I see the slider of shadows and the natural light in the darkness until I realize what is happening. My panicking mind is only able to process everything that happens in slow motion. Mother appears behind Jurian, poised to strike. I see the horror in Garland's eyes, then acceptance and determination. I try to cry out a warning, anything, but I can barely breathe. Garland pushes Jurian toward me and out of the way as he rushes my mother. At the same time, Garland pushes forward. Mother holds out her hand. It takes only a single heartbeat for her to punch it into Garland's chest. Garland!
What a loyal pet, giving your life for hers.
Garland's face crumbles in on itself. Even from where I am, I can hear Mother twisted her hand inside him.
And how sad.
Mother wrenches her bloody hand out of Garland's, falls to the ground.
You fool. You didn't even tell her that you loved her.
You turned witness at my mother, a desperate cry of grief and rage escaping from her. Jurian, no! She's weak. From her own injuries, she can barely hold up her sword. I'm unable to speak or move as Jurian rushes through her own death. But Mother simply sidesteps. Her expression is disinterested as Jurian falls to her knees.
I was kind enough to kill him slowly for you, so you could say your goodbyes.
Mother turns to face me. The blood drips from her hand down to her dress, where it coagulates and oozes like black tar.
Do you understand now, dearest one? This is what you have made me do. This is what I must do now to all those who have corrupted you. You are the ones who forced my hand. Do not forget that.
For a moment, the air in the tunnel disappears, and the terrible silence fills the darkness. By that time, the air comes rushing back into my starved lungs. Mother is gone. The tunnel is empty. Lights flickered in the aftermath of her disappearance. The only thing I can hear, apart from the rushing of blood in my ears, is Jurian's sobs. Garland, who? I make my way slowly toward her. It is like waddling slowly through a murky water. Jurian is leaning over Garland and has his head on her lap. He is still breathing. Parfait can help him. When I crouch down, I can see the open wound Mother left him, pulling down the pill that rises in my throat, along with any of my words of comfort. She cannot fix this. Garland, please. I get down off my knees beside Jurian. My fault.
Don't cry.
Carlin! He smiles at her. It is the genuine smile that breaks my heart. Trini shakes her head. No, Carlin, you can't.
Julian, I love.
His voice trails off as he closes his eyes, his breath becoming more elaborated. He gasps one last time before his body stills completely. Carlin? Carlin! I bite on my tongue and bow my head. Adrenaline howls are lost into the silence of the blood-soaked tunnel. We spend some time with Carlin in the tunnel. Adrenaline shakes with silent sobs as she grips his still body. But eventually, Charlie gently removes Carlin from her lap as she stands up. She takes his heart as she presses her hands to his face one last time. Then she turns and walks away from Carlin's body with his heart clutched tightly in one hand. She grips her sword in the other. It takes all that I have to keep up with her. Julian, this is all my No. Her voice is quiet and all the more disturbing for it. My fault.
Viviana! Julian!
Waltz? What is he doing here? Waltz comes running up to us, his eyebrows creased with worry.
I've been waiting so long, I was about to.
He pauses, his eyes flickering to the swords in Julian's hands.
Why do you have Garland's sword?
Waltz's face pales.
Where is he?
Gone.
What?
Carlin is gone. Her hands tighten on the sword he holds. For a few moments, her shoulders slouch, but then she turns away abruptly and continues walking. Let's go. Waltz turns to me.
They said it was going to be a simple in and out, so I let them go alone. What happened in there?
What do I say? And we are going to end here.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just open to see who is streaming. Okay, on my mouse. Kobe's still streaming, but he needs to sleep.
I'm sending him to bed.
Oh, he isn't there. I open his stream, he isn't there. Let me see another person that I... I think I'm going to read Oster. Oh, but I never read Sue before. Let me just see for how long Sue is streaming. Because I think Junior had already ended her Jonathan.
I think she's gonna be there for a while.
Oh, sweet.
It's on the title.
She's already for 5 hours. No, June yesterday had only 1 hour left. So I think she may already ended this. Yeah, she's ending. Her Sabaton is already ended. The time is 0.
June's, you mean?
Yeah.
No, I was talking about So.
Sue is for 5 hours.
She's there for 14 hours.
Yeah,
That's
but you
what it
don't know. But you don't know if the streamer died sometimes or not.
I don't know either. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to raid Osters. So yeah, we are going to raid the detective. The raid message will be hair raid because I don't want to think about other stuff. But this is the raid message for Visa, and for who isn't sub, I really need to do the comment. And for who isn't sub, the red master will be this one. We are going to wait there. So yeah, thank you so much to everyone who joining me today. Thank you Illy for the raid and for joining me on voice acting. And I'll be back tomorrow morning for my Saturday morning stream. I will also try to hang out on my stream for a delayed birthday celebration. So see you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Bye.